Hello everyone, my name is Flynn Henry Guevara, and today I'll be talking about virtual reality versus augmented reality. The concept I'll be talking about is what is virtual reality and augmented reality, the key differences between VR and AR, the demonstrations between the two as I'm talking about the key differences, the advantages and disadvantages between the two, the ethics, conclusion, and the references. Now, what is VR and AR? So, virtual reality is the immersed experience of being physically present in a virtual world from non immersive to fully immersive. An example of fully immersive is the Oculus Quest. Non immersive refers to the least immersed experience, which consists of a large display and does not surround the user. An example of this is the Kinect. Uh, Augmented reality is a variation of immersive virtual reality where a see through layer of computer graphics overlays the real world to highlight certain features and enhance understanding. An example of this is Pokemon Go. Now I'll be talking about the key differences between both VR and AR. First, I'll be talking about VR. So, when I'm talking about VR, I'm referring to the fully immersive VR. This is the fully immersed experience that plays with your sense of vision, sound, and balance. Normally, it's a wired console connected to computers such as the Oculus Rift or even the HTC Vive. But today, I'll be using the Oculus Quest, which is a wireless console. You could also use a mobile device. Uh, we do use a head mounted device with a set of controllers, which is what the Oculus Quest has, or we can use a phone. In the next few minutes, I will be demonstrating how virtual reality works by using the Oculus Quest. This is the virtual headset. For this demonstration, we'll be using the Oculus Quest. On the side of the Quest is the power button. On the bottom is the volume button, as well as the IPD slider. On the very front of the Quest are 4 optical cameras on each corner of the Quest to track the user's boundaries as well as tracking the controllers. On the back, you will see the head strap, so we may wear the console, and the optical lenses to view the virtual environment. With the console, there are 2 controllers, so we may interact with the virtual environment. Now I'll be moving forward to the demonstration of the Oculus Quest. So here we are demonstrating how the Oculus Quest is, and right now we will be creating the safe zone to ensure that safety of the user while interacting with virtual reality. As you can see, my friend can see through the cameras of the current surrounding, and he's creating a barrier to ensure that he will not be crashing into things or hitting any other objects that is outside of the barrier that he has created. Now that he has created the safe zone, a new environment was generated to the Oculus Home. The user is now fully immersed to this virtual environment and can interact with it. For this demonstration, we will be playing the game First Contact that is a perfect example for showcasing the features of virtual reality. As you can see, the environment has changed. Since the world is computer generated, the user may travel through objects that we would not otherwise. In terms of interaction, the user mainly uses 2 to 3 buttons. One finger, usually the middle finger, is used to grip virtual objects. The index finger is used to press the trigger of the controller to either confirm or shoot. The thumb is used to access the rest of the buttons. But the most useful button is the home button located at the bottom of the controller, which, if you press once, will bring the user back to the home screen, and holding the button will reposition the user to a more comfortable spot in the virtual world. As you can see, my friend is interacting with a robot. This concludes my demonstration of virtual reality. Now that we've had a taste of virtual reality, we can move forward with how augmented reality works. It is a semi-immersed experience that mixes reality with virtual features that overlay the real world through a device. It is intended for a wireless experience. It gives you the ability to access computer-generated features while walking around in the real world. Uh, we can either use a phone or even a Microsoft HoloLens, but today I'll be using a smartphone. In the next couple of minutes, I will be demonstrating how AR works by using Pokemon Go on a smartphone that will be using my AR camera. Unlike virtual reality, augmented reality does not fully immerse the user's visual environment. It does not require a headset. However, it does require a smartphone with a camera that can generate virtual content and overlay it in the real world through the user's device. For this demonstration, we will be using my personal smartphone and the game Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is a perfect example of augmented reality. The concept of Pokemon Go is to explore the real world around you as you find Pokemon on your phone to catch. Notice the layout of the game. It is a computer-generated map of the real world where Pokemon will appear out in the wild. When we tap on the Pokemon, the environment on the phone will change and turn on the AR camera if the permission is accepted. The camera is used to see the world around us while accessing virtual features to enhance our gameplay. In this case, we see a Pokemon that we want to catch and the Pokeball we intend on catching it with. After the Pokemon is caught, or if the Pokemon has fled, the environment on the phone will change back to the computer-generated map. Unlike the Oculus Quest, I last demonstrated that creates a safe zone, it is important to be aware of your surroundings since we are moving around in the real world while looking at our phones. Players strive to be the very best that no one ever was, but no one will be the very best if anything bad happens. This concludes my demonstration for augmented reality. Now I'll be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of VR and AR. The advantages both offer an amazing experience with the virtual content. Virtual reality allows you to explore and discover new places that the user has yet to explore, as well as AR, which allows you to explore the real world while experiencing virtual features that may benefit to the user's everyday life. It is very cool to experiment and explore in the virtual world. However, we are very limited to how much we can realistically move physically in the real world because as far as the world may be, physically we are not able to access that world since we do have a limited amount of space that we can move to. Over time, it can be very comfortable wearing the headset, and you can easily lose track of time. Uh, and along with it being uncomfortable, over time we may experience some sort of motion sickness, which is what we call cyber sickness. And there are cases that people do experience nausea. In AR, there are issues of privacy, which is, the system is based on the collection, analysis, and the redistribution of different types of data, as well as the dangers of reality modification. AR blurs the line between the real world and the virtual world, which may cause accidents or other tragedies. Now I'll be talking about the ethics of VR and AR. In terms of good ethics, they both do contribute to society and to human well-being, as well as avoiding harm. Now, the bad ethics, the desensitization of virtual reality, this refers to the individual may show no empathy of extreme acts of violence or extreme acts of pretty much anything uh, when comparing virtual reality to the real world. Now, the issues of privacy concerning augmented reality, this refers to the amount of data that's being collected without people feeling that they did not consent to this. However, there is a terms of use that most likely they did consent to it and just saying accept, but people may not just read the terms of use. So people should be reading the terms of use. So yeah. Now into my conclusion, VR and AR does have its similarities and differences. They do both offer amazing features where a fully immersive VR allows the user to be an explorer of the virtual world, while AR allows a new twist in the real world. If I had to choose a favorite between the two, I would rather decide on the VR since it does bring a new experience. It is very limited to what you can do currently, but the possibilities seem endless. And here are my references. Thank you for listening.